malls maybe have target audiences, different sections of the day, and different events to draw them there.
Feedback so far is that they're enjoying it. We try and keep it not too high impact because of the average age of the people that are participating.
Yeah, especially in winter, I think it's a good thing for the malls to get people inside it. But I haven't heard of anything like it before.
I'm originally from the States, and where I'm from, it's very cold in the winter, very hot in the summer, and the mall actually opens its doors at 6 o'clock in the morning, and you don't need to walk with anybody, like we have the girls from the gym, but you just walk into the mall, and they've got a slow lane, and a regular lane, and a passing lane, and you can come in at 6, you can come at 7, and so to me, it was just fantastic finding out that, we're starting to do the mall walking here.
I mean, the point is, why go out and walk the cold streets when you can walk round and around the mall? All right, you're going round, you see the same thing, but I really believe it's warmer and it's better,
You walk in the mall, it's warm, it's safe, and it's clean.
And the window shop at the same time.
So you can't lose.
Yeah, you can do it all at once.
Yeah, so it's good.
Oh yes, got to look at the windows as you go past.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yes.
Well, we actually do. And in fact today, my friend's not with me, so I don't wear a watch. And I thought, wonder what time it is. And do you know, the only clock in the mall is at McDonald's.
Well, we've got to ask the question, is that why do we have all these malls? Because if you look at the population, there's not enough people here to compensate for all these malls that are going up.
Population of Christchurch over the next 20 years is not going to grow hugely, maybe another 15 to 20,000 people. It's not a lot of extra bodies to shop at the mall, so you could say maybe we're getting close to saturation.
I think if you look at what's happened in shopping malls in Christchurch in the last 5 years or so, they've got into a cycle of refurbishment. So I think they realise that what they have to do is keep changing in order to and being more attractive and more new and up to date and offering more in terms of retail variety to attract people.
And I mean the other kind of issue is one we mentioned earlier, is the kind of current concern about the pressure of malls on the central city, whether the central city disappear, die, become redundant, run down, or will become a sort of almost like a central mall in a sense. People will live and shop there. The rest of the city will live and shop in its areas, so that you break the city up in different sort of ways.
They're all pretty much the same. That's what I've found, especially the ones in Christchurch, they're all having movie theatres, they've all got a big food court somewhere in the middle, and they've all pretty much got the same layout.
The big difference, I think, between our malls here and other areas, and I think this is what's leading people up the garden path in terms of investing in retail development in Christchurch, is that because we've got this high degree of transients, we've got this group of people moving around all the time, it gives the impression there's a lot more people actually shopping than there really is.
When they join, they get a pack with products that are donated from stores throughout the centre, and so it's a way for them they get free products when they join, free service every Tuesdays and Thursday, and it gives them a place to come walking out of the weather and where it's warm basically.
And lots of shops are participating, so there's a discount situation there, so that's really nice too. People always like a bargain.
And it must be good for them all. I mean, they have a captive audience of 60, so if the retailers display their stock properly, etc., I'm sure they'll get a spin-off from people that come just from the walking group.
A lot of them also do the sort of coffee and cake after and sort of bit of shopping, so it works both really well for the mall and us. It's good.
People often feel more secure in a mall than they do in town. They feel safer in a mall. And that'll be the sort of enclosed environment, I suspect. Closed building, It's warm, it's comfortable, it feels safe, there's a lot of people around, you don't have to walk down alleyways or cross streets or deal with traffic. So, but I'm sure that the average person doesn't consider them a private space. I'm sure the average person thinks of the mall avenue that separates the shops quite different than when they walk into a shop. When they walk into a shop, I think they behave almost differently than when they're walking down the mall itself.
I guess the other aspect which has a little bit to do with that is, of course, the fact that malls are privatised spaces, and so what you're having when you move from sort of like central city spaces or even suburban open malls to closed malls is in fact you're moving from, in a sense, public arenas to private arenas.
No, actually they're invited guests that come in here, so if people are misbehaving they can be asked to leave, and in fact they can be asked to have a trespass notice served on them.
There are also areas where there is surveillance on people. People are watched there, either electronically or in other ways, and I mean that makes it an interesting space because it's not a space where people may freely perhaps participate in activity, or they're always being watched. They may not know that, and if they did know that, would that modify their behaviour?
A lot of them today, a lot of them started disappearing. You might have noticed near the end, they started going to their bowls and their other classes and stuff. So it's really, I think they see it as a really good combination of exercise that they can do with what they're doing outside of the mall as well.
And what a pleasant way in a mall. It's no wind, no rain, no hail, no pollution. And that's the big thing, and in a pleasant company. I mean, a lot of us have a cup of tea after it, so it's a social group as well, which possibly will eventuate into a mid-Christmas dinner or whatever may,
Because in the end of the day, malls are about selling as much as anything. Some people have described them as the new cathedrals of suburbia. I'm not sure whether they now think we are spiritually dead or interested in material consumption, or whether they think they actually serve the meeting ground and community purpose, in which case that's kind of latent. I mean, it's not something that they sort of seek to do, it's something that happens because there are spaces where some of that meeting and strolling and whatever can be done, but it's mainly informal, I think, rather than structured.